Hi, this is Robert Boscarado. I'm launching a new YouTube channel, as you can probably tell. This is Breaking the News. I'm breaking the news that there's a new 12-part podcast on the death of Marilyn Monroe called The Killing of Marilyn Monroe. The young author that put that out didn't even put a link to her podcast, so I can't give it to you. But I thought I'd give you this much. And if you'd like to see more breaking useless news, basically done as comedy. Uh, the reason I'm in the hospital bed is Amazon put me here. Here's how Amazon put me here. I've been working for them as an author, well, independent author, they say, for 10 or 11 years. I had kidney stones about 10 months ago, so I would say Amazon put me here. I'm going to do another video on the business of Amazon Prime Delivery, or ADP. ADP promises for $10,000 investment, you can make a $397,000 profit. This is not possible, especially with no experience necessary. But this is also something they promise. So anyway, I will do that next. But please enjoy my channel. I promise to bring you only comedy, only fun stuff, and I will talk like this or somebody else fairly soon. This is your host, Robert Boscarado, for I have no idea what this show's about. And no, it's not Friends either. Um, or Seinfeld. It's the show about nothing. Well, that was his thing. Mine's the YouTube channel about breaking the news. There's no fake news at all. There's no news at all. It's just breaking the news. I don't know what it is. I was gonna do a news network, but nobody bought it yet. So I'm gonna do some ads for a network that doesn't exist. Oh wait a minute, that's fake news. Let's tell Donald Trump it's fake news. Hey cousin Donald, I need a big loan, dude. I really do. I could use your help, especially with my friend wants to. Here's the deal. I have a couple of friends that are up in years. They're not middle aged. They're not they're not young people. They're not old. They're just up in age, and they feel like they can start a small shipping business for $10,000. Okay, I'm still laughing. Anyway, no experience necessary. This is a pitch from Amazon Prime, which is the logistics side of Amazon. Also trying to compete against UPS and FedEx, which both cost $1 million to get into. But they're telling people with no experience they can do the same thing with a car and $10,000 and make $397,000 profit. You cannot do this. Their numbers don't add up. Uh, what happens with a $10,000 investment is you drive an old car for about 6 weeks. After you give them the 10 grand, you wear out your car, your cell phone, and you're only getting paid $6.50 per package. And you got to deliver 200 packages in 9 hours. Most of us work 8 hours, but they want us to work 9 hours. And so, okay, let's say you do that for a year. You make it through the 9 hours. You're making 21,044 a year. But they want you to do the same thing with, and you don't get a year to drive that car like that. You get about 6 weeks, and then they want you to upgrade to sign a lease for 20 to 40 vans uh, for the privilege of driving for Amazon, driving a vehicle that you insure, you pay for the gas. They offer you some gas credit cards, but they don't offer you that you'll get to keep your routes. If you're too slow and you don't meet their requirements, They will take your shipping routes away from you. And you just signed with Mercedes for 40 vehicles. Plus, you're supposed to get 100 workers, 100 drivers with good backgrounds, good histories. You have to maintain your good credit history. Basically, Amazon's Jeff Bezos or Bezos or whatever. It is Bezos, I should say. Mr. Bezos has not been consulted in the making of this video. If he's been insulted in any way, I apologize. Not really, but whatever. Take it as a joke. Anyway, um, I do I make a few dollars from him. Uh, about $10 every 3 months. At one point, I was making $350. Well, about $350 every quarter. So that wasn't bad. That's book sales. But that's after 11 years on Amazon and no marketing budget and not doing videos like this. I don't like to do interviews really, but here's my point. The Amazon Prime delivery is only going to start with 20,000 vans. That's what they currently have on the road. They're upgrading their vans to the bigger vans. So they've ordered 2,000 vans as of September or December of 2018. We are now into August of 2019, and so basically that $10,000 investment really requires you to have liquidity of 40,000, meaning you have to have 10,000 to give them as the initial deposit and another 30,000 cash to do what they say you do to your first vehicle. So you really need closer to 100,000 because that first 10,000 is supposed to generate you 75,000 a year, and then your next upgrade is 100,000, which will generate you 250,000, and then when you spend $1 million with Amazon, because you will, you're gonna get more of their same headaches and burdens they don't want to deal with, because Jeff Bezos was losing money on the shipping, so he decides to terminate his contract with, or they terminated his contract for him, FedEx and UPS. So basically, he's got the Postal Service and a special deal with UPS and FedEx where they drive the last mile, but his independent drivers that he's made into a company uh, are taking his biggest shipping risk, having to insure everything, make sure the packages don't get broken, make sure they get delivered, make sure the drivers don't steal, make sure the porch pirates don't steal, make sure the cars work on time, make sure the vans work, make sure you have a crew of 2 mechanics so you can afford to fix your own vehicles, because you try to take 40 vehicles to a shop or you make a deal with Mercedes, you're going to pay a Mercedes mechanic to come fix those trucks. I guess we will, because that's how Mercedes rolls. But if I have to have a Mercedes shop, that means I might as well have a Mercedes dealership to pay for my Mercedes vans that I have to pay Amazon to lease. Because if you lease, which is what they want you to do, you build no equity in the business. Absolutely none. So you could have maybe a nice business. Maybe you make a couple of 100 grand a year, but you sweat your butt off for it, and they don't let you take breaks. There's reported abuse of the drivers, and then eventually they want to replace the air shipping with drones. So you would fly your packages at certain points to the residents or businesses or schools that they're being delivered to, or the hospital, whatever. Uh, you know, Amazon used to not be in the shipping business if they're going to say no experience necessary. Experience needed of like 25 years or better to run a logistics business so they don't screw people out of their stuff. Anyway, this is just my thought on the Amazon Prime. Not ready for prime time business plan, man. No business in the shipping business. I know they ship more than most other vendors, but they're an online bookstore. That's what they started out to be. That's what they still sort of are, which is okay for independent authors such as myself. But I've done so much research into this that I decided that I would put the business plan out here for you. And I can't make the numbers work anywhere I go because at 650 a package, delivering 200 to 300 packages, and only making like 21 grand a year per route if you're lucky, because that means you have to do like 400 packages to do that, and you can't do that when you have estimated delivery time of 2.47 seconds. In other words, 2 minutes 47 seconds per delivery to deliver the stuff. Come on, that's crazy. Um, and then they want you to pay full-time benefits, full-time insurance, full-time staff. You'll have to maintain a garage, like I said, to fix it, or have a contract with Mercedes, probably something like that. But still, it's two mechanics to handle the fleet like that. 20 to 40 vans, and you better have 50 vans if you have to have 100 employees. You gotta have enough routes to cover those salaries. Where else are you gonna get your money from? It's got to be a self-supporting business. Um, it can't be like the. Well, I don't want to say anybody else's name. I probably will, but and I love Amazon. I love Jeff Bezos because they do bring me the $10 for Subway sandwiches. Oh, Subway, if you're out there, I could use a nice deal from you since I used to buy sandwiches like every day for a year. Can I get Subway for a year? I'm in a hospital bed because of a kidney stone removal surgery that happened like a year ago. So I'm still recovering from that. And I'm looking for all sorts of people to help me launch breaking the news. The the the, the new news point of view, the absolute nonsense news. Yes, we are fake news. We're so fake that Donald Trump would be red with embarrassment, or blue with envy, or green with envy, or just plain, uh, well, turning pink with pride. Um, or rainbow with pride. I don't know. Whatever he wants to be. Um, oh, or was that his son? I don't know. No, that wasn't his son. Oh, the son-in-law, Jared Kushner, the king of the slumlords. Kushner Properties. I wanted to give you a free ad. Come advertise on my YouTube channel because I just gave you a free ad. Okay, somebody go visit Jared Kushner and tell him I called him the king of slumlords because he'll buy any property, any condition, and lease it out for you. No problem. He'll collect the rent. He won't do anything to fix it, but he'll lease it. And that's what his father-in-law says. That's what Donald Trump told me in a private interview one day. But anyway, this is as I was convincing him to run for president or get off the pot. I mean, he'd only been running for like 35 years or 33 at the time. I don't know. Anyway, if you're going to run for 35 years, you might as well get the office. I think he's doing okay with it. Thanks, Uncle Donald. I appreciate you. Anyway, see you later. Have a good day. This is Robert Boscarano for the No Nonsense, Full of Nonsense, Breaking the News. This is not a podcast, but a YouTube channel. I guess it should be a podcast, though. Maybe I'll just record this video over again. I don't know. But I'm going to launch it anyway. I'm having too much fun. I have nothing to talk about, but it's the show about nothing. Sorry, Jerry. I had to take it. So, it's the absolute YouTube channel and podcast about nothing. Other than, oh, here's the whole point. I was going to promote also. There's a there is a podcast somewhere on Google. It's been broadcast all over Google all day today. Um, the killing of Marilyn Monroe, um, by a by a young author that I don't know. She's done a 12-part series, and she did not include a link to the podcast, so I can't include one for you either. But I have it. I'm just a big fan of Marilyn Monroe. I have a what is it, Instagram page, Robert underscore Boscarado underscore author. That's ROBERT underscore Boscarado, BOSCARATO underscore author AUTHOR. And I have tons of pictures of Marilyn Monroe there, because I'm a big fan of the lady. I was born 9 years after the lady's death, uh, and this is something that's bothered me my whole life. So I want to know what happened, but I'm not digging too deeply into it. And my own personal thoughts on the case of Marilyn Monroe. Well, all we know for sure is that she was in her bungalow apartment, basically a rented house, and her maid was the last person to leave the night of her death. And it just doesn't make sense that nobody saw anybody or anything that really happened, because there was also a long held story that the CIA or FBI had been behind the murder. And I figure if there's two witnesses in the house, the photographer and the maid, they're the last to see her. One of them did the murder. But we may not know that forever. Her secrets have gone with her to the grave. But since everybody's jumping on the Marilyn Monroe 57th anniversary of her death, this is, you know, I mean, I guess they gotta make some money somewhere, but I'm putting this out for free because I don't know where to put a podcast, and I'm not paying 97 bucks a year. Sorry, I don't have it. So I'll do a free YouTube video, and I'll piss off the world. Anyway, a little bit, not really piss off the world, but uh, try to try to find the real uh, the real deal in all the fake news. That's what we try to do. And I'm looking for people that want to be guest hosts, who want to run the channel at the event of my death, because hell, I may only live 2 years anyway. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Um, I just keep seeing it in the news and it bothered me, so I decided I'd launch my own video, no nonsense, full of nonsense news, just because, well, the world deserves a little laughter, and if you can't take my jokes, then well, whatever. Um, I guess I shouldn't have said. I should edit this video, but I'll go through it again. 18 minutes already? I'm that long-winded? Well, I guess so. Do you know that her ex-husband, Joe DiMaggio, who was not the last man married to her, by the way, sent a dozen roses a week? Well, I think that's what the thing said. Or maybe it was 3 roses a week for the rest of his life to her grave till the day he died. Something like that. And like I said, the whole point behind my little podcast here is, well, to inform you brilliant people that decide to be in the shipping business with no experience and $10,000 to lose to offset Amazon's shipping costs. Uh, don't do it for 10 grand. Don't even do it for, because it's supposed to generate you $75,000 a year. But when you actually dig into the Amazon Prime delivery, going back to my first story, you need 230,000 to start. Then you need another $1 million to launch your 40 vehicles with the Amazon logos. And you know, when you have 40 vehicles, you're going to have 40 times the problems. And you're going to have drivers you don't know driving for you with limited experience driving any sort of vans, probably, unless you hire like ex UPS workers who already say they don't want to work it. And FedEx doesn't want to work it either, because and both of them have fleets of 600,000 trucks, and Amazon's trying to do this with 20,000 vans. But you know, FedEx has 619,000 vehicles, and UPS has 600,000 vehicles, and they pay their people well, and they want to continue to do that, and they don't want to listen to Amazon with all these rules that don't make sense for anybody driving a vehicle or hauling packages. It doesn't make sense. I'm trying to make it make sense. If I had $15,000 to start a cargo airline, I'd have to be shipping in other parts of the world because I couldn't afford to launch it in the United States at $15 million. I'd be in debt up to my eyeballs on paper and not have anything to show for it, because all I could afford is used airplanes. And I fear that that's the next thing they're going to do to people with Amazon Prime. Thanks. So enjoy my little nonsense podcast here. Thanks.